6. Lucky numbers to win millions and get rich. On 21st September 2025. On today's Buddhist Teachings Podcast, we reveal the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity that may guide you toward fortune, abundance, and even the chance to win millions on September 21st, 2025. These 6 numbers are not ordinary digits. They carry vibration, symbolism, and the spiritual weight of centuries of wisdom. For those who believe, they are more than a lottery ticket. They are a reminder that luck, karma, and faith can align to open doors we never thought possible. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine holding a small ticket in your hand. At first, it seems like just a piece of paper, fragile and ordinary. Yet within those printed digits rests a dream. To transform your family's future, to repay the kindness of your parents, to lift burdens that have weighed on you for years. Every American has at some point dreamed of striking it rich, whether through the lottery, a business idea, or a sudden windfall. But here is a deeper question. What if those dreams are not just random wishes, but signals from the universe nudging you toward a path of prosperity? This episode will explore that very mystery. Numbers have always fascinated people across cultures. In the West, we think of lucky sevens, of 4-leaf clovers, of Friday the 13th. In Asia, numbers are charged with energy. Some attract wealth, some promise longevity, others warn of misfortune. Buddhism itself does not worship numbers, but it recognizes patterns, harmony, and the balance of causes and conditions. To a Buddhist, wealth is not condemned, but it is never the ultimate goal. Money is simply a means, a tool. What matters most is how you use it, whether for compassion, generosity, and uplifting others. Why, then, speak about 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity at all? Because the human mind needs hope. Hope is not weakness. It is the seed of action. When you believe in the possibility of change, you begin to act differently. You make better choices. You notice opportunities. You open your heart to receiving. In Buddhism, this is called right view, seeing the world with clarity instead of despair. The numbers are a mirror, reflecting back the faith you place into the universe. Now, why is September 21st, 2025, highlighted as a day of power? Astrologers, numerologists, and spiritual practitioners alike observe that certain dates carry cosmic alignment. That day falls under a window where the energies of balance, prosperity, and karmic flow are heightened. It is a day of harvest energy, a time when seeds of intention planted earlier in the year come to fruition. Whether you see this through the lens of cosmic law or psychological focus, the effect is the same. Your mind is more tuned to receive, and your actions are more likely to align with opportunity. Think of it this way. If you set your mind toward abundance, chant affirmations, and act generously, then on a day like September 21st, the soil is especially fertile. Whatever you plant may sprout faster and stronger. That is why these 6 numbers are revealed today, not as a guarantee, but as a key, a doorway you may step through with awareness. But let us pause and remind ourselves. Prosperity is not only measured in dollars. Imagine waking each morning free of anxiety. Imagine having the strength to care for your family, the wisdom to make choices calmly, the generosity to help someone in need without hesitation. That too is wealth, perhaps even the highest wealth. If millions were to fall into your hands but you lived in fear, clinging to them, would that be true prosperity? Buddhism teaches us that wealth without wisdom is a burden. True prosperity combines external abundance with internal peace. So as you listen to this episode of the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, keep both sides in mind. Yes, we will reveal numbers. Yes, we will talk about luck. But the greater treasure is the mindset and Dharma lesson each number carries. Every number is a seed of wisdom, showing you not only how to dream of wealth, but how to handle it once it arrives. Because the truth is, many who win millions lose it within years. Why? Because they lack the inner discipline, the generosity, the humility that sustains fortune. Each of the 6 lucky numbers will therefore come with 2 layers. The first is practical, what the number symbolizes, how it resonates with prosperity, how you can meditate upon it, even how you might use it in something as light-hearted as a lottery ticket. The second is spiritual, what lesson the Buddha might remind us of when we see that number. In this way, the numbers are not just digits, they are Dharma doors, each opening a different path to awakening. And here is the invitation. Open your heart to the possibility that luck is not random. Consider that karma, intention, and energy may converge through symbols we call numbers. If you carry faith, act with kindness, and align your will with the Dharma, then fortune will naturally flow toward you, sometimes in the form of dollars, sometimes in the form of peace, sometimes in the form of timely opportunities. The shape may change, but the essence is the same: abundance. So let this be our beginning. As the bell of mindfulness rings in your heart, prepare to walk with me through the 6 doors of prosperity. Imagine them like stepping stones across a river. Each number is a stone, solid and bright, guiding you to the other side. By the time we arrive at the 6th, you will hold not only digits of luck, but also lessons that can transform the way you see wealth forever. Before we reveal the first number in the next part, take a moment to reflect. What is prosperity to you? Is it a bank account, a dream home, a feeling of security, or the joy of giving? Hold that thought as you breathe deeply. The numbers are on their way. The journey has begun. If this message resonates with you, if you feel the spark of hope, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, to share this episode with someone who needs encouragement, and to comment below with your dream for the future. Remember, when we speak our dreams aloud, we plant the first seed of manifestation. Together, as a community of listeners, we can water those seeds with wisdom, compassion, and faith. Stay with me, for in part 2, we will uncover why September 21st, 2025 is a day unlike any other, and why the universe may be whispering your lucky numbers into your ear right now. September 21st, 2025 is not just another date on the calendar. To many, it might appear ordinary. A Sunday in early autumn, the weather cooling across America, leaves beginning to change. But beneath the surface, this day carries an alignment of cosmic energies, spiritual symbolism, and karmic resonance that makes it uniquely powerful for attracting prosperity and opening new doors in life. When we speak of the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity on this day, we are not speaking of coincidence. We are speaking of timing, vibration, and the mysterious harmony of the universe. And as always, we share these insights through the gentle lens of the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, blending ancient wisdom with modern hope. Let us begin with the season itself. September 21st falls at the threshold of the autumn equinox, a moment of balance between day and night. In many cultures, the equinox is seen as a sacred time, a point when the forces of light and dark hold equal sway. In the West, it is a season of harvest, when the fruits of summer labor are gathered and stored. In Buddhism, balance is the essence of the middle way, neither too much indulgence nor too much austerity, but harmony. On this day, the cosmos itself mirrors that teaching. The length of day and night, perfectly equal, remind us that prosperity arises when we align our inner balance with outer opportunity. Numerologically, the date 09/21/2025 holds special vibrations. Let's break it down. 9 is a number of completion and wisdom. It represents the end of a cycle, the maturity of lessons learned, and the readiness to step into something new. The number 2, repeated 3 times in the date, speaks of partnership, harmony, and receptivity. It is the number of cooperation, of balancing dual forces. And the number 5 at the end signals change, freedom, and unexpected blessings. Put together, the sequence of September 21st, 2025 whispers this: what has been completed will now give birth to new opportunities. Partnerships will guide you. Change is coming, but it will bring growth. Astrologically, the skies on that day also reveal something remarkable. The sun, standing near the equinox, shines in Virgo, a sign associated with service, diligence, and practical wealth. Virgo energy reminds us that prosperity is not only about sudden windfalls, but also about disciplined habits and mindful actions. At the same time, the moon will be moving through Sagittarius, a sign of expansion, optimism, and faith. Together, sun in Virgo and moon in Sagittarius create a unique harmony, the blending of practical wisdom with bold vision. This is the perfect backdrop for calling in luck. The sky encourages us to dream big, but to do so with grounded steps. From a spiritual perspective, September is the 9th month, a time symbolically tied to spiritual awakening. In many Buddhist traditions, autumn is associated with reflection, gratitude, and the honoring of impermanence. Leaves fall, crops are harvested, and the cycle of nature turns. To align with this cycle is to accept change not with fear, but with reverence. If we resist change, we suffer. If we welcome it, we prosper. September 21st, 2025, therefore, is a threshold day. An invitation to release what no longer serves you, and to open the door for something abundant and fresh. Consider also the karmic resonance of timing. Karma is not fate. It is action and consequence. On certain days, the conditions ripen for karmic seeds to sprout faster. Think of a farmer planting seeds. If the soil is dry, the growth is slow. But if the rains fall, and the sun shines, the seeds grow rapidly. September 21st is like that fertile moment. For those who have been practicing generosity, kindness, and right effort, this date magnifies results. For those who have been trapped in negativity, the day is also an opportunity, a reminder to shift course, to plant new seeds of compassion and hope. Why connect this to lucky numbers? Because numbers act as symbols, as anchors for intention. When you focus on a number, repeat it, carry it in your heart. You give shape to your hope. You create a mantra of digits. And when those digits align with cosmic timing, as they do on September 21st, they act like tuning forks, resonating with universal frequencies. That is why this day is chosen. Not because luck floats randomly in the air, but because the conditions for receiving it are especially strong. Imagine it this way. The universe is like a great symphony. Every day plays its own tune. Some days are quiet, others are chaotic, and a few rare days play a melody so harmonious that anyone who listens feels lifted. September 21st, 2025 is one of those rare days. If you are awake, mindful, and intentional, you will hear the music of prosperity flowing through it. The 6 lucky numbers we will share are like notes in that symphony. Each carries its vibration, and together they form a song of abundance. But let us not forget the Buddhist lesson at the core. Prosperity without wisdom is hollow. The Buddha taught that craving leads to suffering. If you chase wealth out of greed, it will slip away like sand through your fingers. If you welcome wealth as a tool for compassion, it will remain and grow. That is why we emphasize both luck and Dharma. The day of September 21st offers a window of luck, but your mind and heart decide how that luck is used. This is where meditation and mindfulness come in. On that day, we encourage you to set aside time to sit quietly, breathe, and visualize abundance. Picture yourself not just receiving money, but using it wisely. Imagine paying off debts, caring for loved ones, supporting a cause you believe in, and living without fear of scarcity. As you hold that vision, whisper the numbers we reveal as though they are sacred syllables. In doing so, you align your body, speech, and mind with prosperity. And perhaps most importantly, remember gratitude. On a day of cosmic alignment, gratitude is like water for the seed. Say thank you for what you already have. The roof over your head, the food on your table, the people in your life. Gratitude multiplies blessings. When you are grateful, the universe sees you as a good steward of fortune, and more will flow toward you. As we stand at the threshold of this powerful day, let us summarize its meaning. September 21st, 2025 is a day of balance, completion, partnership, and change. It is the equinox, reminding us of harmony. It is a numerological key, signaling cycles ending and new ones beginning. It is an astrological canvas, blending practical Virgo with visionary Sagittarius. Spiritually, it is a karmic window, a fertile soil where the seeds of intention sprout quickly. And for those walking the path of Dharma, it is a reminder that luck is not random, but a reflection of our readiness to receive. So, as you prepare for the journey through the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity, hold this date in your heart. Write it down. Mark it on your calendar. Treat it as a sacred appointment with destiny. On that day, remember that the numbers are not just digits. They are symbols of harmony, prosperity, and awakening. Stay with us, because in Part 3, we will reveal the very first lucky number and unfold the spiritual lesson it carries. Let the countdown to abundance begin. At last, we begin the unveiling of the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity. And as always on the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, these numbers are more than digits. They are mirrors of wisdom, symbols of energy, and reminders that prosperity is both material and spiritual. The first lucky number for September 21st, 2025 is number 8. Why 8? Across cultures, the number 8 has been revered as a symbol of infinite abundance. In Chinese culture, it is the ultimate wealth number, associated with prosperity, power, and victory. Its pronunciation is close to the word for fortune, and businesses will pay dearly to include it in addresses, phone numbers, or license plates. In the West, 8 also carries deep resonance. Turn it sideways, and it becomes the infinity symbol, endless flow, unlimited energy, a cycle without beginning or end. Number 8 reminds us that abundance is not static, it is a flow. Just as water must move to remain pure, wealth must circulate to stay alive. Those who hoard eventually suffer stagnation. Those who share, who let resources flow outward, see them return multiplied. This is not just superstition, it is a law of energy. When you block flow, you block blessing. When you open flow, blessings rush in. From a Buddhist perspective, 8 carries even greater meaning. The Buddha's core teaching for liberation is the Noble Eightfold Path. These 8 steps, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, are the very path to end suffering. Notice the parallel. Just as the number 8 symbolizes infinite cycles, the Eightfold Path is the cycle of spiritual awakening. It is the complete circle of wisdom and compassion. Thus, when you hold the number 8 in your mind as a lucky number, you are not merely thinking of wealth. You are invoking the pathway to true freedom. Let us meditate on this. Imagine the figure 8 glowing before you, its 2 loops connected at the center. One loop represents material wealth, money, success, comfort. The other represents spiritual wealth, peace, wisdom, compassion. The center, where the loops meet, is balance. Without balance, the loops collapse. With balance, they form infinity. This is the teaching of number 8. Prosperity is endless when body and mind, wealth and wisdom, action and compassion are joined together. On a practical level, many who have embraced 8 as a guiding number find doors opening. They notice opportunities that previously went unseen. They attract mentors, partnerships, and circumstances that multiply their resources. Why? Because they begin to act with the mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," they ask, "How can I create the resources for this?" Instead of clinging to every penny, they find ways to invest, give, or share. And what is given with sincerity returns tenfold. Consider this simple story. A man once felt stuck in his career, earning just enough to scrape by. He came across teachings about the number 8 and began to meditate on it daily. But more importantly, he chose one principle from the Eightfold Path: right effort. He decided to put just a little more dedication into his work, approaching each task with mindfulness rather than resentment. Within months, his supervisors noticed. Opportunities opened. A promotion came, along with higher pay. Soon after, a side business he had started began to flourish. He credited his lucky number 8, but in truth, it was the energy of 8, the balance of effort, flow, and abundance that changed his life. September 21st, 2025 is especially ripe for the energy of 8. The date itself, when broken down, resonates with cycles of completion and new beginnings. To carry 8 on that day is to walk in harmony with both cosmic flow and Dharma wisdom. Whether you play it on a lottery ticket, write it in your journal, or simply repeat it as a mantra, treat it as more than a number. Treat it as a vow. I commit to living in flow. I commit to balancing my material and spiritual wealth. I commit to opening the door of abundance with wisdom. How then can you apply the lesson of 8 in your daily life? Begin by asking, where am I blocking flow? Are you clinging to money out of fear? Are you holding grudges that block emotional abundance? Are you neglecting generosity, thinking you must hoard before you can give? If so, remember the symbol of infinity. Giving is not losing, it is circulating. Just as the breath flows in and out, so too must wealth. Inhale, exhale, receive, give. That is the cycle of 8. And remember the Eightfold Path. If you wish for prosperity, align with right livelihood, earn in a way that harms none, align with right action, be ethical in all dealings. Align with right effort, pursue goals with determination, not laziness. Align with right mindfulness, remain present, not lost in worry. When you live according to these principles, the energy of 8 magnifies. Fortune arrives naturally because your life is in harmony with truth. So as we honor the first of our 6 lucky numbers, let us bow in gratitude to the teaching of 8. It is a number of infinite promise, but also of responsibility. To hold 8 is to commit to balance, to generosity, to walking the eightfold path. Do this, and you will not only see financial prosperity, but also spiritual liberation. Before we move on, take a moment to visualize. Picture yourself standing before a golden door, etched with the number 8. You place your hand upon it, and as it opens, a river of light pours forth. Wealth, opportunities, friendships, peace. It flows toward you, around you, through you. You do not grasp it. You simply let it circulate. And as it circulates, it never ends. That is the infinity of abundance. That is the blessing of 8. As we step into part 4, we will unveil the second lucky number and the wisdom it carries. Remember this. The journey of the 6 lucky numbers is not about chasing chance, but about aligning with truth. Number 8 has opened the door. The path continues. If this teaching resonates with you, I invite you once again, subscribe, share, and comment. Tell us what the number 8 means to you and how you wish to bring balance into your life. Your words plant seeds, and together we water them with hope. As we continue our journey through the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity, revealed here on the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, we arrive at the second number, a digit with quiet yet profound influence. The second lucky number for September 21st, 2025 is number 3. Why 3? Throughout history, across countless cultures, the number 3 has been revered as sacred, creative, and powerful. In the West, we speak of the rule of 3, believing that things presented in threes are more satisfying, more complete. Christian tradition speaks of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Folklore is filled with 3 wishes, 3 trials, 3 magical items. In the East, Buddhism holds the triple gem, or 3 refuges, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. This is not coincidence. The human mind finds wholeness in 3. It is the number of harmony, bridging opposites into a dynamic balance. Number 3 carries the energy of creation and expansion. If 1 represents beginning and 2 represents duality, then 3 is the spark that arises when opposites unite. Think of a seed planted in the earth. 1. Watered by the rain. 2. Together, they create a sprout. 3. It is the birth of something new, the manifestation of potential. That is why number 3 is often called the number of creativity, growth, and joyful abundance. On September 21st, 2025, the energy of 3 resonates strongly with prosperity. The date itself contains multiple 2s, and when 2 harmonize, the third emerges as their creation. This means opportunities for growth, expansion, and unexpected blessings are heightened. Number 3 is not just about wealth in the form of money. It is about wealth in ideas, connections, and the multiplication of blessings. From a Buddhist perspective, the symbolism of 3 is profound. The triple gem, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, is the heart of practice. The Buddha is the awakened one, the ideal of enlightenment. The Dharma is the teaching, the path to liberation. The Sangha is the community, the support of fellow travelers. To take refuge in the 3 jewels is to ground yourself in the foundation of spiritual life. In the same way, to carry the number 3 as a lucky number is to remember that true prosperity is never solitary. It comes when we connect to a higher vision, Buddha, follow a righteous path, Dharma, and share the journey with others, Sangha. Let us reflect. What does it mean to attract prosperity through the energy of 3? First, it means creativity. If you are facing financial struggles, number 3 asks, where can you create something new? Perhaps it is a new skill, a new business idea, a new way of presenting yourself at work. Creativity is not limited to art. It is the spark of innovation in every field. When you embrace creativity, you open the door to prosperity. Second, 3 calls for communication. In numerology, 3 is often linked with expression, words, stories, songs, ideas shared. To align with this energy, consider how you communicate. Are you honest, clear, and uplifting in your words? Or do you hide, doubt, or silence yourself? The Buddha taught right speech, to speak truthfully, kindly, and beneficially. By aligning with right speech, you awaken the positive vibration of number 3, attracting connections that bring wealth and opportunity. Third, 3 reminds us of community. Prosperity does not thrive in isolation. Just as a single flame can light many candles without diminishing, your fortune multiplies when shared with others. This might mean collaborating on a project, mentoring someone, or joining a supportive group. When you give energy to community, it returns in the form of support, referrals, opportunities, and goodwill. In Buddhism, the Sangha is essential for growth, because even the strongest practitioner falters without companionship. The same is true for prosperity. Wealth expands through relationships. Let us ground this lesson in a story. A young woman dreamed of financial independence. For years she tried to go it alone, building projects in secret, afraid others would judge or steal her ideas. Yet she struggled, never gaining momentum. One day she decided to embrace the energy of 3. She began speaking openly about her ideas, seeking feedback, and joining groups of like-minded people. Almost immediately, doors opened. A mentor appeared. A partnership blossomed. Within a year, her small side business became her full-time career. She realized that her lucky number 3 was not magic. It was the courage to create, communicate, and connect. On September 21st, 2025, the universe invites you to do the same. Carry the number 3 not as a superstition, but as a reminder. Prosperity requires creativity, expression, and community. Write the number down in your journal, place it on your altar, or visualize it during meditation. As you breathe, imagine 3 golden circles surrounding you. 1 for body, 1 for speech, 1 for mind. These are the 3 doors of karma. Align them, and you will walk through the door of prosperity. Practical application of number 3 can be simple, yet profound. Perhaps you decide to give 3 acts of generosity on that day. Donating, helping a neighbor, offering kind words. Perhaps you repeat a mantra 3 times each morning, focusing your mind on abundance. Perhaps you set 3 specific goals for the coming months. 1 financial, 1 personal, 1 spiritual. By working with 3 in daily action, you harmonize with its vibration. The deeper teaching here is this: prosperity is not about chasing numbers, but embodying their wisdom. Number 3 whispers that you are not alone. It says, create bravely, speak truthfully, share generously. If you follow that path, the universe cannot help but respond. Opportunities will appear, wealth will flow, and blessings will multiply. So let us honor the second of our 6 lucky numbers. Number 3 is the number of creativity, communication, and community. It is the reminder that abundance grows when we embrace connection, when we speak with honesty, and when we allow new ideas to bloom. Before we continue, pause for a moment. Take a breath and visualize the number 3 glowing before you, shining like a lantern. Feel its energy urging you to create, to speak, to connect. Ask yourself, what 3 steps can I take today to move closer to prosperity? Hold that answer in your heart. In part 5, we will reveal the 3rd lucky number, accompanied by a story of transformation and the Buddhist lesson it carries. The journey is unfolding, step by step, number by number, guiding us toward a vision of abundance, rooted not just in money, but in meaning. If you find resonance in this message, subscribe, share, and tell us in the comments. How will you bring the power of 3 into your life today? Together, we are weaving a community of prosperity, each voice adding to the chorus of abundance. We have walked together through 2 sacred doors of prosperity. The power of 8, the number of infinity and balance, and the blessing of 3, the number of creativity, communication, and community. Now, on this journey of the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity, revealed here on the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, we arrive at the 3rd number. This number is humble in appearance, yet extraordinary in energy. The 3rd lucky number for September 21st, 2025 is number 7. Why 7? In nearly every culture, 7 has been honored as a mystical and divine number. There are 7 days in a week, 7 colors in a rainbow, 7 notes in a musical scale. In Christianity, God rested on the 7th day, sanctifying it. In folklore, 7 is the number of luck. Lucky 7s in casinos. Fairy tales filled with 7 trials, 7 treasures, 7 stars. In Buddhism, the number 7 carries deep symbolism as well. Legend tells us that when the Buddha was born, he took 7 steps, each marked by a lotus blooming beneath his feet, and declared his awakening. This number, therefore, is associated with spiritual victory, awakening, and divine blessing. Number 7 reminds us that luck is not simply chance. It is alignment. When you are in harmony with the laws of nature, with the rhythm of the universe, you begin to notice lucky breaks that others dismiss as coincidence. You meet the right person at the right time. You stumble across the right opportunity just when you need it. You feel guided, as though unseen hands are arranging the path. That is the energy of 7, spiritual alignment, manifesting as material fortune. But what makes 7 especially powerful on September 21st, 2025? As we noted earlier, this day carries balance, completion, and change. 7 fits perfectly into this energy, acting as the bridge between the human and the divine. It is the reminder that while we may play the game of numbers on earth, the true luck flows from beyond. It is a call to connect with spirit, to cultivate faith, to trust that prosperity is already flowing toward you if you walk with awareness. To bring this teaching to life, let me share a story. There was once a man named Daniel who lived in a small Midwestern town in America. He worked long hours in a factory, barely making enough to support his family. Each night, he collapsed into bed exhausted, worrying about bills, feeling trapped in a cycle of scarcity. He often dreamed of winning the lottery, imagining what it would be like to pay off his debts, buy a home, and give his children a better life. One evening, while browsing online, Daniel stumbled upon an article about lucky numbers. He chuckled, skeptical, but one number stood out to him: 7. He remembered that his daughter had been born on the 7th of July, and his wedding anniversary fell on the 17th. Something about the number felt personal, almost as if it were whispering to him. That week, he bought a ticket and included number 7. But here is the important part. Instead of obsessing over the result, he decided to change his mindset. He began to meditate each morning for 7 minutes, repeating to himself, "I am open to abundance. I am guided by spirit. I welcome prosperity." He also decided to perform 7 small acts of kindness that week, helping neighbors, sharing meals, calling old friends. A curious thing happened. No, he did not suddenly win millions overnight, but within a month, he was offered a new position at the factory, with higher pay and less overtime. A friend introduced him to a part-time opportunity that brought in extra income. His wife, inspired by his positive energy, started a small craft business from home, and it began to attract customers. Slowly but surely, their financial situation shifted. One evening, Daniel smiled and said, "7 was my lucky number after all. Not because it gave me instant riches, but because it changed how I lived, how I believed, how I acted." This is the secret of 7. It teaches us that luck is not passive. It is participatory. You must meet luck halfway. The number serves as a reminder to align yourself spiritually, to trust the path, and to live with openness. When you do, doors open naturally, often in ways more sustainable and rewarding than sudden windfalls. From a Buddhist perspective, number 7 is also the reminder of awakening. Just as the Buddha took 7 steps after his birth, each of us is invited to take steps toward liberation. These steps may be small, a few moments of meditation, a choice to speak kindly, an act of generosity. Yet each one plants a lotus on the path, and with each lotus, the fragrance of prosperity grows stronger. So how can you apply the power of 7 on September 21st, 2025? Begin by setting aside 7 intentions for the day. They could be as simple as, "I will smile more," "I will save a little money," or "I will reach out to someone in need," or you may decide to meditate for 7 minutes at dawn and 7 minutes at dusk. Or you may repeat a prosperity affirmation 7 times, allowing it to sink deep into your subconscious. These rituals are not superstition. They are acts of focus, aligning your mind with abundance. And if you feel called, yes, include 7 in your lottery numbers that day. Treat it as a symbol of your alignment with luck and spirit. Whether or not the ticket wins, the real victory is in the transformation of your mindset. As Daniel's story reminds us, when you believe in abundance, act with kindness, and align with higher wisdom, prosperity flows in ways you could not predict. The deeper Buddhist lesson of number 7 is this: prosperity is not apart from awakening. To be truly fortunate is to walk the path with mindfulness. Wealth without mindfulness leads to waste. Wealth with mindfulness leads to liberation. Number 7 is the bridge, showing us that spiritual victory and material fortune are not separate. They can walk hand in hand when guided by wisdom. So let us pause here. Visualize the number 7 shining like a beacon, guiding you forward. Imagine it above you like a star, leading you across the night sky toward new opportunities. Feel gratitude for the blessings already present, and trust that more are on their way. In Part 6, we will reveal the 4th lucky number and explore how its energy can help you remain steady, resilient, and open to prosperity. Each number builds upon the last, creating not just a list of digits, but a tapestry of wisdom. The journey continues. If the story of Daniel and the lesson of 7 touched your heart, please subscribe, share, and comment below. Tell us, what does the number 7 mean to you? Have you ever experienced a moment where luck felt like divine alignment? Your story may inspire another listener to step forward with courage and faith. So far on the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, we have opened 3 doors of fortune: 8 with its infinite flow and balance, 3 with its creativity and connection, and 7 with its spiritual alignment and divine luck. Each number is not just a digit, it is a teaching, a symbol of prosperity that goes beyond money. Today, we step into the 4th door, revealing the next in the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity. The 4th lucky number for September 21st, 2025 is number 4. At first glance, 4 might not seem glamorous. Some cultures even avoid it, particularly in East Asia, where its pronunciation can resemble the word for death. Yet, paradoxically, this is exactly why number 4 holds such transformative power. It is the number of resilience, stability, and foundation. Where other numbers speak of flow or creativity, 4 speaks of structure. Without structure, prosperity crumbles. Without resilience, wealth slips away. Think about the shape of the number itself. 4 sides form a square, 4 corners anchor the ground. In nature, stability often comes in 4s. 4 seasons, 4 directions, 4 elements. In life, 4 pillars hold up a home. Number 4 is not the wind that carries you into fortune. It is the ground that keeps you steady once you arrive. In the Buddhist tradition, 4 carries profound meaning. The Buddha's first and most essential teaching after his enlightenment was the 4 Noble Truths. These truths form the foundation of the Dharma. 1. There is suffering. 2. Suffering has a cause. 3. Suffering can end. And 4. There is a path to end it. Just as a house must stand on 4 strong pillars, the path to liberation stands on 4 truths. To embrace number 4 is to embrace reality with resilience, to accept hardship without fear, and to walk with confidence that stability is possible. So how does number 4 attract prosperity? By reminding us that fortune is meaningless without a foundation. Many who win money quickly also lose it quickly because they lack discipline. They lack the resilience to handle sudden change. Number 4 calls us back to basics. Build your financial life on solid ground. Save, plan, be disciplined. Practice gratitude, invest wisely. Just as a farmer builds fences before planting crops, so must we build structure before wealth flows in. Without structure, abundance leaks away. Let us imagine a scenario. Suppose you suddenly won $1 million. Without resilience, that money might vanish into impulsive spending, risky investments, or debts. But with the energy of 4, discipline, patience, balance, you would secure your fortune, grow it, and use it for good. In this way, number 4 is not about sudden luck, but about sustaining prosperity. It is about becoming strong enough to hold the blessing when it arrives. Consider the story of Maria, a single mother living in California. For years, she struggled to provide for her children, working 2 jobs, always on the edge of exhaustion. At times, she fantasized about sudden luck solving everything. Yet instead of waiting passively, she embodied the spirit of number 4, resilience. She budgeted carefully, saved small amounts each week, and taught her children the value of discipline. When challenges came, a medical bill, a car repair, she adapted, never giving up. Then one year, an unexpected windfall did come, a small inheritance from a relative she barely knew. Many would have spent it quickly. But Maria, anchored in resilience, invested wisely. She bought a modest home, secured her children's education, and continued living simply. Over time, that foundation grew stronger. Looking back, she said, "It wasn't the inheritance that changed my life. It was the years of struggle that taught me how to use it." That is the wisdom of 4. Resilience turns luck into lasting prosperity. On September 21st, 2025, when cosmic alignment favors abundance, number 4 calls us to ask, how will you prepare to hold the blessing? Are your foundations strong? Do you practice mindful spending? Do you cultivate resilience in your mind and spirit? Because prosperity is not just about receiving, it is about sustaining. And sustaining requires resilience. How can you embody the power of 4 in your life? Begin with mindfulness of the basics. Set aside 4 minutes each day to reflect on your finances, your health, your relationships, and your spiritual practice. Ask, are these areas strong and balanced? If not, what small step can I take to strengthen them? Even tiny actions build resilience. Second, consider practicing the 4 immeasurables, another cornerstone of Buddhist teaching. Loving kindness, compassion, empathetic joy, and equanimity. These are the 4 pillars of a resilient heart. When you cultivate them, you are not shaken by loss or swayed by greed. You become steady, capable of holding prosperity without fear. Third, create rituals of resilience. On September 21st, you might write down 4 affirmations of strength. I am disciplined. I am patient. I am grateful. I am resilient. Repeat them throughout the day. You might also commit to 4 acts of stability. Paying a bill, decluttering your home, setting a savings goal, or repairing something broken. Each act grounds your prosperity in reality. The deeper lesson of number 4 is this. Wealth is not about avoiding struggle, but about standing firm through it. Just as a tree grows stronger by weathering storms, we grow resilient through challenges. The Buddha did not promise a life without hardship, and he promised a path to stability amidst hardship. Number 4 is that promise made visible in the language of numbers. So as you carry number 4 into your heart, do not fear its associations. Instead, see it as a blessing. Where others see endings, see beginnings. Where others see hardship, see resilience. Number 4 whispers, prosperity is yours if you are strong enough to hold it. It is the reminder that abundance without resilience is fleeting, but abundance with resilience is eternal. Before we continue, pause and visualize a square of golden light around you. 4 sides, 4 corners, 4 strong walls. Inside this square, you are safe, steady, and ready. Imagine prosperity flowing into this space, not as a storm that knocks you down, but as a gentle river filling a sturdy container. You are ready to hold it, to use it, to share it. That is the energy of number 4. In part 7, we will reveal the 5th lucky number, a digit associated with wisdom, expansion, and breakthrough. Each step on this journey builds upon the last, from infinite flow to creativity to spiritual luck to resilience. Together they form a map, guiding you not just to wealth, but to wisdom. If this teaching resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe, share, and comment below. Tell us, where in your life have you had to call upon resilience? How has standing strong through hardship prepared you for prosperity? Your story may be the inspiration another listener needs to keep going. We have already uncovered 4 of the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity on the Buddhist Teachings Podcast. 8 with its infinite balance, 3 with creativity and community, 7 with spiritual alignment, and 4 with resilience and stability. Now we step into the 5th door, and with it comes expansion, growth, and above all, wisdom. The 5th lucky number for September 21st, 2025 is number 5. Why 5? From the beginning of human history, 5 has symbolized the bridge between earth and heaven. We see it in the human body. 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot, the 5 senses through which we experience life. We see it in the natural world, the 5 elements of many traditions: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. In Buddhism, we encounter the 5 precepts, the moral foundation for a wholesome life, and the 5 wisdoms of enlightenment, qualities that transform ignorance into clarity. Wherever we turn, 5 stands as the number of experience, learning, and transformation. Number 5 carries the energy of expansion. It is restless, adventurous, always seeking to grow beyond limitations. In numerology, 5 is called the number of freedom, of curiosity, of exploration. It invites us to step outside comfort zones, to learn, to travel, to expand horizons. Yet 5 is not reckless. Its deeper lesson is that wisdom is born only when expansion is guided by awareness. Growth without wisdom is chaos. Growth with wisdom is liberation. On September 21st, 2025, the energy of 5 resonates strongly. That day, the cosmos aligns to open doors of opportunity, but only for those willing to learn and adapt. To carry 5 is to remind yourself that prosperity does not come from clinging to what you know, but from daring to step into the unknown with open eyes. It is the number of breakthrough, when old patterns are shed and new wisdom arises. Consider the story of Jonathan, a man in his 40s living in Texas. For years, Jonathan worked in the same office job, earning enough to survive, but never thriving. He dreamed of doing more, but feared leaving the stability he knew. One evening, while listening to a spiritual talk, he heard about the power of number 5, growth through change. He reflected on his life and realized he had been resisting change, staying small out of fear. Inspired, he decided to take one bold step. He enrolled in evening classes to learn a new skill. The classes challenged him. They stretched his mind, forced him to meet new people, and tested his resilience. But they also awakened something inside him: curiosity, excitement, hope. Within a year, Jonathan left his stagnant job and started a new career he loved. His income doubled, but more importantly, his spirit expanded. Number 5, he later said, wasn't just about luck. It was about daring to grow. This is the teaching of 5. Prosperity is not only about receiving money, it is about expanding your capacity to use it wisely. It is about growing as a human being. The Buddha taught that the 5 precepts, avoiding killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and intoxication, are not restrictions, but gateways to wisdom. They protect us from actions that shrink our spirit. When we follow them, we expand naturally into freedom. In the same way, the 5 wisdoms, mirror-like wisdom, equality wisdom, discriminating wisdom, all-accomplishing wisdom, and the wisdom of Dharma, transform our mind. Each wisdom expands us beyond ignorance, guiding us into clarity. So how does 5 attract prosperity? By urging us to expand wisely. It asks, where are you playing small? Where have you confined yourself out of fear? What opportunities are waiting just beyond the border of your comfort zone? To align with 5 is to take a step forward, trusting that wisdom will guide you. On a practical level, number 5 encourages action. On September 21st, you might set a goal to learn something new, to start a project, or to expand your network. You might also reflect on the 5 areas of life: body, mind, relationships, work, and spirit, and ask, how can I grow in each of these? Even small steps, when multiplied by 5, create powerful momentum. Spiritually, 5 invites us to embrace impermanence. Life is always changing. To resist change is to suffer. But when we welcome change, we grow. The Buddha often compared life to a river, ever flowing, never stagnant. Number 5 is the courage to step into the current, to trust the flow, and to learn along the way. When you embody this, prosperity is not just money. It is wisdom, adaptability, and freedom. Let us take a moment to visualize. Imagine standing on a bridge with 5 golden arches. Each arch leads to a wider horizon. The first represents the body, growing stronger through health. The second is the mind, expanding through learning. The third is relationships, blossoming through compassion. The fourth is work, opening through creativity. The fifth is spirit, shining through wisdom. As you walk across this bridge, you feel yourself expanding, your life unfolding in every direction. That is the energy of number 5. Remember too that 5 calls for balance. Expansion without grounding can scatter energy. To align with 5, you must balance adventure with responsibility. If you decide to try something new, do so mindfully. If you expand financially, do so wisely. Prosperity is not found in recklessness, but in wise courage. This is why the Buddhist path emphasizes both wisdom and compassion. Growth is meaningless if it does not help others. But when expansion serves both self and others, it becomes the highest prosperity. So let us honor number 5 as our 5th lucky number. It is the number of wisdom, expansion, and freedom. It is the reminder that prosperity requires growth, that to attract wealth, we must expand our vision, learn new skills, and embrace change. It tells us, do not stay small, do not cling to the familiar. Step forward, grow, expand, and wisdom will guide you. As we prepare to reveal the 6th and final lucky number in Part 8, remember the journey so far. Infinite balance, creativity, spiritual alignment, resilience, and now wisdom. Together, they weave a pattern of prosperity that is deeper than chance. If this teaching speaks to you, I invite you once more, subscribe, share, and comment below. Tell us, what does number 5 mean to you? Where in your life are you ready to grow? Your answer may inspire not only yourself, but countless others listening with you. We have journeyed far together on the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, uncovering 5 of the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity. 8 with its infinite flow, 3 with creativity and connection, 7 with spiritual alignment, 4 with resilience and stability, and 5 with wisdom and expansion. Each number has opened a door to a new dimension of abundance, not just in money, but in meaning. Now we arrive at the final number, the crown of this journey, the digit that symbolizes completion, harmony, and fulfillment. The 6th lucky number for September 21st, 2025 is number 6. Why 6? In countless traditions, 6 is a number of harmony, beauty, and family. In the Bible, creation was completed in 6 days before rest on the 7th. In numerology, 6 represents responsibility, care, and nurturing. It is the number of the home, of love, of balance between material and spiritual duties. When you see 6, it whispers of peace, compassion, and fulfillment. It is not the frantic chase for wealth. It is the calm of knowing you already have what you need, and that more will flow naturally as you care for others. In Buddhism, the number 6 holds profound significance as well. There are the 6 paramitas, or perfections, that guide a bodhisattva's path: generosity, morality, patience, energy, meditation, and wisdom. Each is a step toward fulfillment, not only for oneself, but for all beings. There are also the 6 realms of existence, reminding us of the cycles of samsara and the need for liberation. Number 6, therefore, is not only about worldly abundance, it is about transcendent abundance, the fulfillment of both heart and mind. So how does number 6 attract prosperity? By teaching us that true wealth is relational. It is not what you hoard, but what you share. It is not what you chase, but what you nurture. When you embody the energy of 6, you become a magnet for abundance because you radiate care, responsibility, and harmony. People trust you, opportunities flow toward you, and fortune lingers because it feels safe in your presence. Let us bring this lesson to life with a story. There was a woman named Elena living in New York City. She was ambitious, hardworking, and determined to succeed. For years, she focused only on her career, climbing the corporate ladder, chasing money and recognition. She often worked late, neglecting friends and family, telling herself she would reconnect once she made it. But despite her high income, she felt empty. Her relationships strained, her health suffered, and her sense of joy faded. One evening, Elena attended a meditation class. The teacher spoke about the 6 paramitas, especially generosity and patience. Something stirred in her heart. She realized she had been chasing wealth while starving her soul. The next day, she decided to shift her life. She volunteered once a week at a community kitchen. She reconnected with her parents, calling them regularly. She made time for simple joys, cooking, walking, spending time with loved ones. To her surprise, prosperity did not decrease. In fact, it grew. Her work improved because she was happier and more balanced. Colleagues trusted her more because of her kindness. Unexpectedly, she was offered a promotion. Not because she worked the longest hours, but because her leadership inspired others. Elena realized that number 6 was her lucky number, not because it gave her instant millions, but because it showed her that fulfillment is the key to abundance. This is the wisdom of 6. It tells us, prosperity without fulfillment is hollow. Wealth is only meaningful when it supports love, harmony, and compassion. If you win millions, but lose your health, family, or peace of mind, is that true prosperity? Number 6 reminds us to care for the whole picture: body, mind, family, and community. When these are in harmony, material abundance naturally follows. On September 21st, 2025, when the cosmos aligns for prosperity, number 6 will resonate as the final key. Carry it with you as a mantra of harmony. Write it on your vision board. Repeat it in meditation. More importantly, live it. On that day, practice 6 acts of generosity. Smile at strangers, help a neighbor, give to charity, encourage a friend, share wisdom, offer patience. Each act plants a seed of abundance in the soil of the universe. Spiritually, you might also reflect on the 6 paramitas. Ask yourself, how can I practice generosity today? How can I embody patience when tested? How can I dedicate energy to what truly matters? By aligning with these perfections, you do not just invite prosperity, you become prosperity, radiating a fullness that others feel and respond to. Number 6 also carries the vibration of completion. Having walked through the journey of the previous numbers, balance, creativity, spiritual alignment, resilience, and wisdom, you now arrive at wholeness. 6 is the circle closing, the song resolving, the journey fulfilling its purpose. It is the number that says, abundance is here, you are enough. Share, nurture, and prosper. Let us pause for a moment of visualization. Imagine yourself surrounded by 6 golden lights, forming a circle. Each light represents one paramita, one aspect of perfection. As they shine, they weave together, forming a halo of harmony around you. Inside this circle, you feel safe, full, content. From this fullness, prosperity radiates outward like sunlight, blessing everyone you meet. That is the power of 6. The deeper Buddhist lesson of number 6 is this: prosperity is not about grasping, but about completing. It is the recognition that life is whole when lived with compassion. The Buddha taught that fulfillment comes not from craving, but from letting go, from realizing we already have enough. Number 6 echoes this truth. When you stop chasing and start nurturing, you discover abundance already surrounds you. So let us honor number 6 as the final, lucky number. It is the number of harmony, family, compassion, and fulfillment. It is the reminder that prosperity is not only about winning, it is about sustaining, sharing, and completing the circle of abundance. As we prepare for part 9, where we will reflect on all 6 numbers and the greater Buddhist teaching they reveal, hold this thought. Prosperity is not something outside of you, waiting to be captured. It is something within you, waiting to be lived. Number 6 is your reminder of that truth. If this message resonates, I invite you to subscribe, share, and comment below. Tell us, what does fulfillment mean to you? How will you practice the energy of 6 in your daily life? Your words may inspire someone else to see that true wealth is already at hand. We have traveled together through a remarkable journey here on the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, exploring the 6 lucky numbers to attract prosperity on September 21st, 2025. Along the way, we discovered that numbers are not mere digits. They are living symbols, each carrying a vibration, a teaching, and a reflection of the Dharma itself. As we arrive at the conclusion, let us gather the wisdom of all 6 numbers, weave them into a circle, and see the greater lesson they reveal. The first number was 8, the symbol of infinity, balance, and flow. 8 reminded us that prosperity is not about hoarding, but about circulation. Just as the Noble Eightfold Path provides a complete cycle to liberation, so too does number 8 teach that wealth flows endlessly when body and mind, wisdom and compassion are in harmony. The second number was 3, the number of creativity, communication, and community. 3 showed us that abundance is not created alone. It arises when we connect, when we express truthfully, when we build relationships, when we embrace the triple gem of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Prosperity thrives in community, just as the flame of one candle can light countless others. The third number was 7, the number of spiritual alignment and divine blessing. 7 reminded us that luck is not random, it is alignment. Just as the Buddha took 7 steps after his birth, each marked by blooming lotuses, so too must we take steps of faith, awakening, and trust. Number 7 calls us to see fortune not as accident, but as the natural fruit of walking in harmony with truth. The fourth number was 4, the number of resilience and stability. 4 grounded us in reality, showing that prosperity without discipline is fleeting. Just as the 4 noble truths form the foundation of Buddhism, so too does number 4 call us to build strong foundations in life, through savings, mindfulness, patience, and the 4 immeasurables of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. With resilience, fortune can be held and grown. The 5th number was 5, the number of wisdom and expansion. 5 is the spirit of growth, the willingness to learn, the courage to step into the unknown. Through the 5 precepts and the 5 wisdoms, we are shown that expansion without awareness leads to chaos, but expansion, guided by wisdom, leads to freedom. Number 5 urges us to grow, adapt, and expand our capacity to live abundantly. The sixth and final number was 6, the number of fulfillment, compassion, and harmony. 6 reminded us that prosperity without fulfillment is hollow. True abundance is measured not only in money, but in family, love, and care. Through the 6 paramitas, generosity, morality, patience, energy, meditation, and wisdom, number 6 teaches us that to be truly prosperous is to be compassionate, to live in harmony, and to share our blessings. Together, these 6 numbers form a complete circle of prosperity. 8 shows us the infinite flow. 3 gives us creativity and connection. 7 aligns us with spirit. 4 anchors us with resilience. 5 expands us with wisdom. 6 completes us with compassion and fulfillment. Seen as a whole, the message is clear. Prosperity is not luck alone. It is the harmony of balance, creativity, faith, stability, growth, and compassion. On September 21st, 2025, the cosmos invites you to align with this circle. Carry these numbers not only in your lottery ticket, but in your heart. Let them be your mantra, your meditation, your guiding lights. Whether fortune arrives as money, opportunity, or peace of mind, these 6 numbers remind you that prosperity is not something to chase. It is something to live. And what does it mean to live prosperity according to the Dharma? It means to see wealth as a tool, not a master. It means to use abundance to relieve suffering, to support loved ones, to build community, to practice generosity. It means to remember that everything we own, every dollar we earn, is impermanent. True security is not in the bank account, but in the awakened heart. When you live this truth, luck ceases to be a gamble. It becomes a natural reflection of your alignment with compassion and wisdom. Let us pause for reflection. Close your eyes and visualize the 6 numbers, 8, 3, 7, 4, 5, 6, forming a circle around you, glowing like lanterns. Each number radiates its energy, flow, creativity, alignment, resilience, wisdom, fulfillment. As the circle completes, you feel surrounded by abundance, protected by harmony, uplifted by possibility. This is the circle of 6, the mandala of prosperity. It is not outside you. It is you. So what will you do on September 21st, 2025? Will you mark these numbers on a ticket? Will you meditate on them? Will you live them in your actions? Perhaps you will do all 3. Whatever you choose, remember, prosperity is not only what comes to you, but what flows through you. When you embody the teachings of these numbers, you do not just win money, you win peace, joy, and liberation. As we conclude this series, let us return to the heart of the Buddha's teaching. Wealth is temporary, but wisdom is eternal. Money may come and go, but compassion multiplies endlessly. If you truly wish to be rich, cultivate a generous heart. If you truly wish to be lucky, walk the path of truth. Then, whether or not your ticket is drawn, you will already have won the greatest prize of all, a life lived in harmony with Dharma. And now, dear listener, I invite you to take action. If these teachings resonate with you, subscribe to this channel so you never miss another message. Share this episode with someone who needs hope. Comment below. Which of the 6 numbers spoke to you most deeply? Was it the infinity of 8, the creativity of 3, the alignment of 7, the resilience of 4, the wisdom of 5, or the fulfillment of 6? Your reflection may be the seed of another person's awakening. Together, as a community, we are more than listeners. We are fellow travelers on the path. By walking with faith, with kindness, and with awareness, We create not just lucky numbers, but lucky lives. And that is the greatest prosperity of all. So as you step into September 21st, 2025, hold this truth close. The numbers are guides. The day is auspicious. But the power is already within you. May your path be filled with abundance, your heart with compassion, and your life with joy.